Good evening, friends. Hope you're having a wonderful evening. Hope you're ready to hang out and play Monster Train. We're continuing on with Hat Trick Challenge. No surprise. I say this literally every day. We made it through Phoenix yesterday, so that was nice. It had a couple dodgy moments. Went better than last week, though, and we made it, despite some questionable situations. I think today we're going to start with Ardoon, because we had gone through, I think, only one run of Ardoon, and then we had failed. But I kind of want to go back to Ardoon. I know I'm tending pretty heavily towards the Monster Train 2 champions, and I should even it out probably. So what? We're doing Ardoon, and we will go from there. That said, I think we're doing Stygian again. I don't remember what I did last time. It was probably Stygian. I can't imagine I didn't do Stygian. And then the question is, do we want Frozen Lance or Foregone Power? Pretty confident we want Frozen Lance. It's not like a strong starter card, but having access to Conduit is helpful. Certainly more helpful than Foregone Power is going to be a lot of the time. So we'll do that. And then we gotta pick our Pyre. One of these is definitely gonna be Bogworm. I think Time Father is a decent choice. We did that last time, although it ended up not actually mattering. Could do Aquats as well. Firas and Herzls are obviously pretty decent. Heart of the Pact is okay. Heart of the Pact we probably won't waste Hierophant. Hey, back to clearing your shame. How dare you, Fury. I mean, you're not altogether wrong, but, you know, still. God, I got a new chair today to replace my old chair because it started to break. And it is very similar to my old chair, but it is just not quite the same, and it's going to take some adjustment, and it feels weird. Anyways. Yeah, I think maybe we start with Time Father, even if it's fairly lame. Yeah, we'll still do Time Father, I guess. And we're gonna try to do Battleborn. That's the one we want if it's offered. Okay. I mean, like, I'm pretty happy with Bloody Moon. A lot less happy with Titan's Gratitude. And I don't really want Lunar Priestess for Battleborn. Hopefully Battleborn is offered. Okay. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna take Sinner Salve. I'll tell you right now, I'm pretty sure. Manifold Mirror is fine. But we'll take Sinner Salve. I'm always a little hesitant to take Manifold Mirror because it's, like, decently likely that it does little to nothing for you. Obviously, that depends a bit on the clan combo, but it's often just not that important. Okay, and I think we're doing this. Stygian suddenly became one of the strongest clans in Monster Train 2. I mean, sort of, but it also was already a good clan in Monster Train 1, and people seem to just discount that. Okay, well, you're going to survive, and there's not much I can do about that. As long as Ardoon is getting a kill each turn, that's mostly what we're looking for. Hello, Garton. How you doing? Alright, so we're gonna do it like this. Yeah, except maybe I didn't want to do that quite like that. We're actually not gonna do it like that. Technically, I could just not play those and use them to try to absorb the discard from Titan's Gratitude. The issue is that I'm trying to make sure that Ardoon has things to kill. Doing okay, gonna lurk while doing some work as usual. Hope the runs have been going well. They have indeed been going pretty well. Enjoy your workout. Thanks for being here as always, friend. Oh, I suppose I didn't actually need to kill you. Okay, I'm not actually in good shape for this boss, which is an issue. But we'll see what I do. Okay, depending on what we draw, we'll be okay-ish. Yeah, not great. Yeah, we're gonna take some damage, but we'll be fine overall. Like, not ideal. Oh well, that's fine. Went about as well as I expected it to. Okay, so we are up against Dominion, which does make Starstruck pretty appealing. Again, I do have to spread answers across 3 different runs. Silver Strike is also okay, especially if I do end up holding on to the Lunar Priestess. I think I probably really want to take Starstruck here. As much as I would like to avoid using up some things, it seems overall important. Crypt Builder is okay. I think I'm mostly pretty fine with what I've already got. And Malice Mage is fine, whatever, we don't really care. Right. So, there's a Merchant of Magic next. I'm gonna go Merchant of Steel for a variety of reasons. At the very least, to look for, like, Incant Armor would be nice. Okay. Also, if I pick up just a... What's the word I'm looking for? Sure. I was gonna say, if I pick up just, like, a 2-space unit, 2-capacity unit, then I can fit them and Ardoon and the Lunar Priestess on the same floor. I mean, the Selene Acolyte is okay for us, since we are building up Conduit on Ardoon. The problem is that then we don't really want to use, like, Quick on the Selene Acolyte. They're also a bad frontliner, which is fine. I can, like, use the Lunar Priestess as frontliner. It's just that they have low starting HP. But in the ideal world, I get the Starstruck more usable, and I just, like, ping off a lot of enemies with things like the Bloody Moon anyways. I think we're taking that. It does sort of lock me into wanting to use the Lunar Priestess long term, which is a little bit of a concern, but still. Yeah, I guess we're gonna do that. I would like to do, like, Dualism just for the higher, like, armor gain, but I think we just want this to be off to a bit better start. Also, I don't want to, like, I didn't have the gold for the reroll anyways, and also I'd like to save gold, kind of no matter what. Wasn't really paying attention to what kind of enemies it is here, but we're gonna do this. Yeah, it is good to be on bottom floor so the Flagellant gets weakened. Okay, well, didn't really want to have to Bloody Moon that, but I will do that, because it is fairly important to me. Okay. Unfortunately, you are taking a chunk of damage. I did kind of forget about the flagellants will be weaker HP-wise on top floor, but will also hit me a lot harder. And that's kind of an issue. Also, I should be putting these... No, I should be putting them on Ardoon. You're going to die to the spikes real quick, so it is actually best that we do it this way. Okay, we'll see what we can do. Again, our main goal right now is to be getting a kill with Ardoon each turn. That's the main thing we want. Okay, yeah, and we do have enough that we're getting the kill on Ardoon here still. It's not by a high amount, but it is high enough that we get it. Okay, so first we're gonna kill you. God, and then it's so close. Part of the issue is that you die in one hit, so you don't even get a second attack off. Whereas if we were on a lower floor, that would work. And then, yeah, just almost. I take a bunch of damage. Oh, well. They're just very close to being good, and instead wasn't quite. I will definitely take another Starstruck. I will skip these. I'm gonna go here. This stuff is also useful, but yeah. I maybe shouldn't do that because now I can't afford other things. Kind of. I kind of want the double stack. Also, Guarded the Unnamed would have been sort of okay, kind of. We are going to double stack this, I guess. It's a bit much, whatever. Still fairly useful for me. Ooh. Interesting. Yeah, that would take up your upgrade, though. Okay, I'm just gonna do this on a Shield Steward, because already we're just not playing him, at least most of the time. And eventually that'll go away, and I'm pretty okay with just kind of holding on to it for a while. Unfortunately, unless I draw the days on turn 1, this is going to be a problem for me. Well, turn 2 now, specifically. Alright. Please draw... Yeah. We just need one of the Starstrucks for the moment. I don't care. You can go there. Unfortunately, Ardoon didn't get the kill, but again, it's not my major concern at the moment. We're gonna do that. I do get a bunch of sap though, which I hate, but fine. This way I do kill the backliners, which seems vaguely useful. Okay, here's the Starstruck, which is important to me. Yeah, again, unfortunately Ardoon's not getting killed. But we've at least avoided the... We've at least avoided him fucking with my team. Because next turn, when he goes into Relentless... Oh, I'm sorry, we're actually doing this slightly differently. Next turn he goes into Relentless. Yeah, we're just gonna freeze those. Anyway, so he's not turning my dudes, swapping their spaces. That's just not happening. Okay, not happy about it, but it is a thing. Alright, so... yeah, that's good enough. I could do more if I needed to, but this way Ardoon gets at least one of the kills, maybe gets the other. Unclear. Nope. Unsurprisingly, it is the much stronger Selene Acolyte. But it went okay. We didn't die. That's the main thing. We're not taking Ice Empire. We're not taking Stardust Invocation, I don't think. We're definitely not taking Stardust Invocation. It's a weird card. For Radiant Comfort, we're not taking Heavenfall, though we technically could use it. I mean, it's overall not even the worst thing I could be doing, kind of. Maybe I do want Heavenfall. I'm just not that wildly excited for it. I don't know. Bear with me while I make a decision. I'm gonna skip it. Lodestone Totem. That would make my defense much better. Yeah, I'll take it, although it comes with Calcified Ember and I don't have capacity for it yet and things. Okay. We're going to take Ember for the moment. I meant to take Draw. Totally spaced out. Was gonna take Draw. That's fine. Whatever. So be it. Here we are. Okay, so we wanted the Smidge Stone. That is the main thing I wanted to hit here. Kind of. Like, we still have problems against, like, spikes and all that, but see what we can do. Don't care. Okay, so I do have problems and things to concern myself with, but overall could be worse. Alright. Yeah, I really meant to take Draw. Oh well, that's fine. I think I just want to be on top floor. Yeah, like, they do build up on Titan Skin, but I'm not too worried about that, I don't think. Imagine if I had taken draw. I mean, we're going to take draw at the next one. Okay. So first off, I can play you with impunity because you're just going to get murdered. We're going to kill you. We're going to get rid of you. And then Ardune's going to get the kill. We're not going to take any damage. It's all grand and glorious and wonderful. Really wish that I had gotten Dualism on the Lodestone Totem. That's fine. We can attempt to do that the next ring as well. Let's actually do this slightly differently, maybe. Well, that's not what I was hoping for, but that's fine. The main thing is that I was hoping to get a kill with Ardune. And this gets a kill with Ardune. I just unfortunately had accidentally made the Titan's Gratitude just a little too strong, basically. I should maybe be freezing the Starstruck in hand, or at least the stronger one. I mean, overall, we're in pretty decent shape now that, like, our Acolyte does decent damage, and we are kind of just murdering most enemies before they have a chance to cause us grief. I guess I should have still done that on top floor, not on this floor, because I still would have built up armor. But hey, that's fine. Alright, let's freeze these, and we're taking no damage. Ardune's getting a kill, and thus, everything looks pretty decent. Yes, I could just kill that front liner with spells. We're already getting the kill. This way, Ardune gets the kill on him. No! I mean, it's fine. Ardune is still getting a good chunk of the kills. That's the important thing. I am not terribly great defensively, mind you, but we're making it work overall. The Ritual Tome is fine. The Cosmic Bolt is not bad. I don't really want to take, like, every strong damage spell, but maybe. We aren't up against Savagery, which makes something like the Cosmic Bolt a lot less necessary. Still might be worth taking. Planetarium is also good, since I have 4 units on the floor that does represent 20 extra Conduit, which is a lot of extra attack between the Selene Acolyte and Ardune. And my spells do more. I'm leaning towards taking that. Again, the downside is just that, like, maybe it's not necessary, and it does deprive me of a card for another run. But I will still take it, I guess. Don't think I need the Unnamed Tome. The Drain is sort of nice. We're not going to take the rest. The Ice Tornado would also be okay. Overall, not what we're doing. Okay, so I know I said I was going to consider looking for Dualism. I think we're actually going to go to the left here now. Yeah, pretty sure that's what we're going to do. There's the Planetarium. Don't need those. I don't know if it's actually worth it for me to reroll. Because they're obviously, like, decently strong things for me, but I don't know if any of them are going to be necessary for me to win the run. And so it might be worth just holding onto the gold if I don't think I'm actually going to take the cards. We are definitely going to make that deployable. And we are going to dupe the Starstruck. And I think we're just going to start getting rid of some things. I don't, like, totally need to get rid of the Stewards, but they are worthless for me. And then we're going to get rid of a couple Frozen Lances, or at least one. So I think I'm okay with that for now. Okay. So. Unfortunately, it is the Corruption dudes, which will sort of make short work of my frontliner here. I mean, she'll survive for a little while, but not a lot of while. Also, maybe should have shot the ones down here, since then I avoid more corruption. I think it mostly is a moot point. I think mostly she's just going to die pretty quick, kind of regardless of what I do. But we'll keep her protected as long as we can, I guess. Although maybe I should be hitting you with, like, the Titan's Gratitude because you're a jerk. Okay, I did have to do that since I made it so I was no longer on full moon. So I didn't have the sweep. That's okay. Yeah, it's not quite enough to kill you now. I'll take the sap, unfortunately, but so be it. Okay, I'm still gonna do these to build up armor on my frontliner. Although at some point I should try to freeze some cards in hand for the boss. Also, losing the Lunar Priestess does actually suck. Because it means I'm no longer getting the free Moon Ritual every turn, so I have less phase control, and I am more vulnerable to things. What I mean is I'm not generating as much conduit, I'm not incanting as much, yada yada yada. I am actually just gonna freeze these for next turn. At least our Dune is just pretty powerful. Unfortunately, drawing the 2 shards this turn is not what we wanted. But it's gonna look a lot better in mere moments. Yeah, that's not enough. Concerning. Yeah, let's try again, I guess. But yeah, my defense is not that great. Kind of. I mean, it could set up just on mid or bot floor. I could also maybe wait to play with the Lunar Priestess, but the problem is that I have to wait to play out a bunch of things if that's the case. Because my only blocker would be, like, a Shield Steward. Like, let's try being on bottom floor, see how this goes. I mean, maybe I just accept losing some health. It's not that big a deal. And technically I can avoid some of it anyways. Especially because these guys have, like, no attack, so even a tiny bit of sap goes a long way against them. Okay, so let's first Bloody Moon so we get the refresh, and then kill. Honestly, we'll just do it like that. I probably should have accepted the sap. I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of sap, but maybe it was fine. I do appreciate my zero-cost Bloody Moon. It's a shame that I only have one of them, and it's not like holdover. It's not necessary for me, but it is nice. And again, I do wish that I hadn't taken the Ember. I mean, it's working out fine right now, but it also feels mostly needless. Okay, we're just gonna freeze these for the boss turn. I think being on bottom floor will be okay. Also, having the Lunar Priestess certainly helps. But still... Okay, this is a much better turn for this. Yeah. Unsurprisingly, we're already good. Out of curiosity... Okay. We're gonna do that, so our Dune is going to survive the longest and get the most kills. I mean, it's not, like, that impressive, because he doesn't have that much reanimate on him, but it is still just extra kills for our Dune to build up Conduit, so why not? The Aurora Weaver's kind of cute, not what we're doing. Glittering Draft is okay. Lunacy kind of want, but mostly isn't actually that important to us at this point, so we'll just skip it. Frenzied Swarm I do really like. If this were a different run, I would take it, but we're not going to. We're gonna try to just permadaze Dominion with Starstrucks. And we've already got double stack on them, we've already got 3 of them. Yada yada yada, here we are. Okay, and now he is free to play. Okay. I think we're going here and just copying the Starstruck again. Would be nice to do some other things, but I think that's just good enough for us. Like, the Lodestone Totem takes care of most of our problems. I will say I'm not really well set up for all the corruption enemies in the Seraphite. I can probably make do in a variety of ways, but we'll see. Not the one I was looking for. Split Anvil is not actually that helpful for me. I will take that. Okay. Interesting. So Wing Steel and Razor Thin Crescent are both quite good for me. Because Razor Thin Crescent does represent a lot of extra damage for me. Wing Steel is more incanting and more drawing into the things I care about faster. And that's pretty good. And also, Cinder South means that I'm never going to worry about like getting a Blight or Scourge that I can't play. But I think we're taking Razor Thin Crescent. Love the Crescent since I love Mageblade. Fair enough. It is good. I mean, it's not like universally applicable, but when you've got the right run for it, it's quite good. Okay, Kale shouldn't be too bad. We do need to set bottom floor because otherwise things just are awkward. Really don't want to attack into... Oh, whoops, wrong order. I forgot that it matters now. Because I need to play with the guy who generates Ember. Yep, totally did forget what I was saying. That's fine. Doesn't matter. By the way, I do appreciate that our Dune just naturally has 259 attack now, and our Selena Acolyte is sitting at 122 as well. And then that brings them up to quite a bit higher. Although, once again, we do have Scourge enemies that I just can't really do anything about. I can reduce the amount of damage they're doing, and I am generating a bit of armor. Again, this is why I really wish that I had gotten dualism on them, so that I could be getting double the armor gain. But I thought it was important at the time to get the just like raw health, and it's doing okay for me. It just would be really nice to not have to worry about. It's practically 80% of my Luna runs when it comes to Crescent being good. Yeah. I mean, that's not uncommon. There's a lot of people who gravitate towards Mage Blade for Luna. And, like, Mage Blade is good, don't get me wrong. It's just not always what you want to be doing. Yeah, so we're gonna do a lot less damage to Kayle here, but that's fine. We're building up more conduit, and I decided that's what I care about. I'm not overall too concerned about this fight. Oh, I did do this in the wrong order, so this is not going to daze now. Oh well. Okay, and then we'll daze you more. I could also permafrost that, but that's fine to do now. Especially because the longer I wait to permafrost it, the more chances that they just can draw back into it. Especially since I thinned my deck and I also just have a bunch of these now. Yeah, like we're not building up a ton of sap on Kayle, but that's fine. Okay, yeah, so you're gonna die shortly. That's okay. Totally fine, even. I do actually kind of wish that I'd killed you, but it doesn't really matter. Ta-da! We'll leave one for our Dune to kill, and then we just kind of murder Kayle. Kablam! Even gets the kill on Kayle, finally. Look at him go. Truly a man of the people. Okay. Tidal turning is good. Don't think we need it. Kind of. The main problem is that at this rate, we're likely going to lose the Lunar Priestess kind of midway into the Titan fight. I think that's probably okay. Do I want tidal turning? I would like to save it, but I'm trying to think, like, on a lot of the other runs, we've taken out a lot of... Well, I was going to say we've taken out a lot of what builds conduit. That's not even true. We haven't taken out... There's plenty of other ways for us to make this impactful in a later run. We'll leave it. It's going to be a little dodgy right here. That's fine. We're also taking draw. Absolutely. Okay. So we're going here, and then we're going to end on the Merchant of Steel. We'd love to go to Merchant of Steel before now. Nonetheless, we want this for a variety of reasons. I guess let's do this. Don't think I care about any of these. So we'll just take the gold. And then let's get Battleborn 3. Oh boy, we heal an ever so tiny amount. Okay. Well, I'm willing to do that there, I guess. It's expensive, but I'll do it just for the minus cost. Like, I don't have any more Merchants of Steel or Merchants of Magic coming up, so that's the last time I get to do anything like that. Alright, we're gonna set up top floor so we can catch the dudes. We do have to fight... God, I did it again. I thought about it as I was playing the card, unfortunately. Okay, let's do this properly. There we go. Anyways, I do have to handle top floor racks, but that should be okay. Also, again, I appreciate it. He's up to 734 attack naturally. Well, not naturally, but mostly naturally. Okay, so we got them down to 0 attack. Should be easier to do that next turn. Since I also get the extra Moon Ritual. Although I suppose I might draw a garbage thing. Also, I didn't take into account that we have the Scourge dudes for this fight, which is annoying, but it's whatever. We kind of had to. Yeah, this will still be okay. I'm not going to kill as many of them this way, but the guy who survives has days 2 on him, so he still goes to the Pyre Room days. That's fine. Okay, we want to daze him because he does Corruption on strike. And yeah, I was pretty confident that because I was hitting the Collector, I wasn't going to be getting him all the way down to 0. Unfortunately, I'm doing a very poor job of dealing with the Scourge cards. At least they cost me nothing, thanks to Sinner Salve. But it is still rough. Okay. At least there's no, like, incant sap guys. At some small mercy, I suppose. But yeah, just having Scourge dudes in literally every wave feels pretty bad. And it would have been sort of one of the reasons to have taken Wing Steel at that Merchant of Trinkets. Anyway, take a little bit of damage, fine, whatever, so be it. Okay, we're gonna play the safe and we're gonna do this, even though we are gonna take some pyre damage. Yeah, I take a bunch, it's fine. I was at full, and I've got Bone Dogs and Pendant, and that's okay. Okay, we're just gonna leave that like this. We'll have a Moon Ritual for next turn. We'll have a Starstruck for next turn. I do still have to deal with Scourge cards. I don't take any more pyre damage, though. Yep, fine. Ta-da! Unsurprisingly, dazing Rax for 4 turns does most of the work for me. I mean, it's really all I need, because, like, my dudes do hit for a lot. They just need to not die. Cover of Night is good, but not really in the ways that we need at this point. Would love Cosmic Bolt if it could hit Dominion for actual amounts of damage. I suppose Heavenfall would have been able to do that, but we skipped on that a long time ago. Harness the Titan is cute, but who cares? We're just gonna skip on that. Okay, we're going here. The heal is whatever. Dualism is what we wanted. Fortunately, not silent units. Healing doesn't really help me. I mean, I might still want to take it just for the sake of it, but I think no. That is what I was hoping for. Because that means I can give one of you more armor. And I think we actually want it to be the Lodestone Totem because he's got dualism. Interesting. I could also do this, which is cute. I think it's mostly unnecessary, but we are going to do that and just give you the HP instead of doing the Titanite. And then we're going to dupe this one. It would have been nice to get rid of more things from my deck, but that's fine. No quick sweep feels bad, man. I specifically didn't want quick. Although we're at the point where it doesn't really matter if Ardune's getting kills. Also, I did pass up Jack Strips to do this, which is fine. It does mean that I'm going to be less good at preventing corruption, but that's fine. With our Lodestone Totem now building up armor at an obscene rate, I think we'll be okay. And yes, I probably should have saved that to Days Dominion, but I realized that I fucked up the full moon, and so I just wasn't worrying about it. Okay, so... yeah, I guess we'll just do it like this and just daze you for 7 turns. I could have, like, knocked out some of these guys, but it doesn't really matter. Ardune's my only meaningful attacker aside from the sweep, and the sweep is going to just kill all of them anyways. If I had put Ardune in the back, then it would have mattered, because then I could have had... I mean, even then it wouldn't really matter. You still would have swept them before Ardune attacked. Yeah, so if I turn to New Moon, then you kill there, and then all 3 of your attacks go to killing that, and then we don't kill you. So we're not gonna play the Moon Ritual. Alright, well, we're doing quite a bit of damage. And Dominion just can't handle that. And I really only play these things at this point just to build up more armor. Lodestone Totem still has a lot of corruption on him, but it's fine. Is not our greatest concern at this point. Again, if I wanted to kill Dominion faster, I would just have Ardune be behind the sweeper. But I was pretty okay with just still farming slays here. I'll be honest, I kind of forget that Dominion has the gladiators late into the waves like this. It doesn't, like, matter too much. Especially on this last wave. Like, even if you leak them... Like, I don't know. It's not that big a deal. I'm actually going to be a little cheeky. It doesn't matter in the slightest, really, but... we are going to do that. Actually, even more than that... We're gonna do that. And, I don't know, we just let Ardoon kill more dudes. Just let him farm a couple slay triggers. It doesn't matter, he's got enough conduit at this point. Like, that's not where our problems lie. Now, if I wanted, I could probably permadeaze both Dominion and Savagery. But I don't want to daze Dominion. It just makes the fight take an unbearably long time. That said, we are going to stop fucking around with our Ardoon Slay triggers, though. And we're just going to put him behind. Oops. And yeah, he's up to 61 conduit naturally, which is good. That's higher than I get him a lot of the time when doing this. Okay, so just daze you, and then these guys are doing 0 damage. Yeah, I get sapped, but I'm pretty okay with that. We're into torture jank now, dragging the fight to painful levels. No, we're explicitly not going to do that, is what I was saying. Because I absolutely despise doing that. Which, again, I think is a bad sign when that is, like... When that is the... Like, score-wise and, like... Like, it feels like you should be aiming to take 0 damage in this fight. But to actually take 0 damage in this fight makes the fight so miserable that it feels wrong to do it. And I think that's a problem. Alright, we'll still take a little bit of sap, not a big deal. It's not like we're taking meaningful amounts of damage either way. Savagery is days for forever and a day. I was debating whether I wanted him to have sweep or not, but doesn't matter. Entropy's already at 0. So how much is this doing? Yeah, we'll still let it keep building up. Although technically I should start working on your spell shields. Maybe. I doubt it's going to help in any meaningful capacity. I had some point on what I was going to say. Don't remember what it was now. Yeah. I was probably just talking about how I came into this fight at full health and I have Bone Dog's Pendant, so like, again, not really a meaningful concern. Alright, whatever. We'll knock off the spell shield. Not the helpful turn to have Bloody Moon. Just for the sake of it. I mean, I probably just should have left it stay as is. But if I draw the Titan's Gratitude, it does a decent amount of damage. Just a shame that my Conduit doesn't matter in the slightest in this fight. There we go. Ta-da! Exciting stuff. Ugh. Okay, well, that was a successful run. We did use up a decent number of things. Nothing, like, wildly critical. We didn't use up Phase Blessing. We didn't use up Tidal Turning. We didn't use up, like, the Sirens. We didn't use up Silence Room, Inferno Room, yada, yada, yada. There's a lot of things that we just didn't need. It always still feels so weird to me whenever I see, like, Sweep applied or Mage Blade applied on here. Because, again, technically the sweep was from us having the Selene Acolyte. But it's not really, like, we didn't really apply Sweep 93 times. It feels like it has a conditional trigger. Like, when you're in Full Moon, it has Sweep. When you're not in Full Moon, it doesn't. Which I'm sure, like, coding-wise is coded so that it applies the Sweep and takes away the Sweep, rather than just, like, something checking to see whether the Sweep matters or not at that moment. Anyways, my point is, it just feels weird because it doesn't feel like I'm actually applying Sweep, even though there's a thing at the end that tells me that I applied it a bunch. Rambling aside, let's get the tracker going. Okay. Which I didn't prepare, so give me one moment. Alright, so this was Battleborn for the second time. And we did Time Father. And I realized it's not on screen. Okay, we're just going to say Time, because that goes too far. For units, we use the Lunar Priestess. That's the one I'm most sad to lose. Just because it's a very versatile card. It's very nice for it to have, like, phase control. Having the extra, like, free incant every turn is nice. Even building up a little bit of Conduit is decent. Selene Acolyte, again, can be strong, as we saw in this run, but not important for later. Lodestone Totem, very good, but also a rare. And I think that was all the units. Sounds about right. For spells... nothing in the first column. So it's Star Struck. Which is a little bit sad to lose just because, you know, Daze is very good. Titan's Gratitude I don't care about. Bloody Moon. I like the idea of Bloody Moon, but it's not a card I actually use all that often. I think that might have been all the spells. Yeah, I think that was all the spells. And then rooms, we had Planetarium. That should be it. Oops. There we go. Because we didn't have any equipment. So, there we go. Exciting stuff. Alright, on to run number 2. I guess we'll update the other tracker for a moment. Where are you? There it is. Okay, 1 Ardoon on the board. Let's see if we ruin it on the second attempt this time. Okay, that said, which pyre are we using this time? So we still have Mystic Hammer and Hierophant left. For Hierophant, I think we would prefer to have Heart of the Pact just because it potentially gives us more incanting pretty easily. For Mystic Hammer, Herzls or Bogworm are both pretty decent. I think I'd probably lean towards Herzls. Especially because Bogworm pisses me off in it being inconsistent. So, let's do that. See what we get. Okay. I mean, not a bad start. Not exactly what I want for Mystic Hammer if that's what we end up with. So I could take either. I think we want to do Mystic Hammer here. For a variety of reasons. And we are up against you. Okay. Well, we'll see what we can do. We're taking Mystic Hammer. I do like Kingdom's Tears here because we have the Phase Blessing. So it should count as extra armor gain, basically. Which is pretty useful for us. Yeah, I'll take the 1 damage and do that. That's okay. It makes it less likely that I'm gonna leak these guys next turn, since... yeah, I'll take a Cuddle Hex. And then with that, we actually get enough. I may as well freeze the Spear Steward. It's not a long cooldown, and there's not a lot that I really need to freeze, so I'm not too worried about it. Like, technically I could freeze, like, a Moon Ritual or something, but I don't need to. Because as long as we leave Ardune's ability... As long as we leave it available, we'll be able to force New Moon for the final turn if we need it. Alright. Now, hopefully we draw into the Phase Blessing again. Because, yeah, that is, like, the only thing we care about right now, for the most part. I mean, I can play this out, but it doesn't really matter. Like, the enemy is just going to heal him, even if we get a little bit of damage on him. Even without being a New Moon, we just kind of shred him. Because the Siren does a lot of damage, and we have decent defense. Especially because his damage degrades every turn. And then we just beat him to death real good and quick. Alright, took 1 damage, not a big deal. Yeah, so... Like, the Moon Pixie and the Celestial Storm are both fine. I'm gonna take the Phase Blessing. Because we already have 2 of them, so we already have them in the deck anyways. They are quite good for us here. We do, in general, want to be building up a bunch of armor. I would like to avoid Offering Token for now. I don't particularly want Crypt Builder. I don't care about Mollusk Mage in the slightest. I mean, the Mollusk Mage is, like, sort of okay for me if I could fit it. And, like, I guess I technically can instead of using the Cuddle Hex. Because it would power up the Phase Blessing, but mostly I just would prefer to do other things. So, seeing the token skip is so painful every time. It does hurt me, because it is, like, it was a good card in Monster Train 1. It's an even better card in Monster Train 2. And so, yeah, it does hurt to lose out on it, but, again, that's the challenge. What's going to really hurt is having it not get offered in the 3rd run. That's gonna hurt. Where I save it for 2 runs and then just don't see it at all on the last one. Anyways. The question is, what the fuck am I doing here? I kind of want to go here looking for, like, holdover spell chain on the Phase Blessing. Pretty happy to do that, I think. Kind of want to go here looking for, like, any unit. Specifically, I'd want to get, like, Shade Guard or Nightingale. Something that gets a bonus in New Moon. But I also kind of just want to save those for Hierophant anyways, since they also get an attack bonus from being with Hierophant. Ideally, we get, like, Nightingales for Hierophant. But who knows? So, and, like, I'm pretty okay with the Siren so long as we can get a good option to deal with the minion. And I have the Merchant of Steel coming up next. Also a shot at a Luna Banner if I really want it. So, I'm pretty okay as is, just going here. Intrinsic is fine. Remind me, how much HP does he actually get on this path? 90 at the end. Okay, fine. I think I'd rather just re-roll. Though I will take the magic power for one of these. Meh. Yeah, I can't afford both minus cost, so I'll just take that minus cost. I'm like, Guard of the Unnamed is sort of kind of okay for me right now, but I'm pretty happy with just having a bunch of Phase Blessings. Pretty happy with that. Like, we don't need a tank unit. We just need defensive scaling, and we have defensive scaling, more or less, so I'm much happier to fill out my ranks with units that will actually solve problems for me. There will be more spikes on the top floor, which is to say that the guy gains more spikes every turn, but it's definitely better. Also, I forget that they increased the HP of Sirens, because I'm pretty sure this used to be 5 HP in Mod Train 1. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe that's not true. Unfortunately, I can't get the Collector. Because I have no targeted spells. And I just can't kill that many enemies. Alright, so we're gonna force New Moon so you can kill the front dude, and then the others can kill the others. I am taking a bit of a beating. I'm mostly sad that I didn't get the Collector, but oh well. Yeah, it doesn't matter. They just immediately die regardless, but that's fine. Okay. And the main thing is we need to give you the armor. Like, Ardune's already got some armor, that's fine. Yeah, I already have the kill here, now I have a better kill. But anyways, the Siren does more damage than Ardune does, so it is important that she doesn't just immediately kill herself on the spikes. Well, I don't need a Meddler unless I want to try to pivot to using, like, Astrologer, which would be fine. Pretty happy to just do what we're doing, though. We'll take another Phase Blessing. I mean, Drain's fine. technically, if we sap Dominion enough, he won't be able to do the Corruption doubling strikes. Either way, we're gonna not do that. Kind of want the Flash Freeze just for it being a targeted spell. But again, it's just not that great for me. And if I can just build up my team so I have, you know, a bunch more Sirens or whatever, that's gonna do a lot more work for me. Pretty confident I want the Merchant of Steel. Merchant of Arms is not unwelcome though, especially because we could look for Inferno Room in particular. Would love Inferno Room, in fact. Especially when we're at Herzl's and we have so much Deployment Ember. It's also cheaper to make it deployable, even though I, frankly, forget about that all the time, because that's not the main point of this pyre. Okay. Don't hate that. And there's the Astrologer if I did want to go Astrologer. I'm not going to go Astrologer. We're definitely not taking Lunar Priestess. Well, specifically, we can't take Lunar Priestess, is what I mean to say. Honestly, the Conduit is probably worth it. I could also do the Titanite. I might be happy with the Titanite. Yeah. Especially if I don't ever get my situation under control versus Dominion. Taking half damage from all the corruption is decent. I guess. I don't know. On the other hand, I could just have a bunch more Conduit and stack up a bunch more armor. Maybe I like that better. It also does make Ardoon a little stronger. You can see his built-in Mage Blade. I'm pretty sure this universe is all his paths, right? Yeah. Just he gets more Mage Blade on one specific path. Yeah, I'm just gonna do the Conduit. Interesting to see this again. Well, I don't really care about the Penance upgrade. I guess I'm gonna do this. Because it's essentially just free damage. Like, yeah, we're fragile, who cares? Like, that is not our main issue in any way, shape, or form. Unfortunately, this Archaon does do a lot of damage. That's fine. Oh, whoops. I did not mean to be on mid-floor, but we'll see how it goes since that's what I accidentally did. One could argue the Siren is already fragile, 10 HP, to be honest. Yeah, more or less. Okay, I will freeze the Moon Ritual. Yeah, it doesn't matter where I play this. Archaon's gonna kill them anyways. And which is fine. I don't really care about losing HP. Like, I don't lose enough HP in the early game that any of this really matters. Sure, we'll just take the damage, that's fine. Who cares? Badly need Void Armament. I mean, it'd be nice, but no, we'll be fine. We're gonna make an army of Sirens. What I need is a better way to specifically deal with Dominion. That's all I really need. I mean, like, Void Armament is quite nice, don't get me wrong, and Ardoon does get quite a high level of attack, but not our biggest problem. that to you. Okay, may as well freeze that in case we don't have anything good to play next turn. Okay, so we already have the kill here, no need to take damage, but also we can just do this and then it's even better. And there we go! And then we even got a delicious permanent 10 attack. I mean, Dust Mantle's cute. I don't really care about it, but it feels like I should take it. So I'll take it, I guess. This keeps happening where I make the argument that we're not going to see rare units on subsequent runs, because statistically we're not going to. And this is like the 4th time this has happened where I get offered the same rare unit in 2 back-to-back runs. Or at least in, you know, the same hat trick. I mean, it's fine. We're not going to take the Lodestone Totem, but whatever. At least not the same rare units. Yeah, because, like, I mean, it's still unlikely that we'd see any rare units twice. You know, see rare units 2 times across the 3 runs. But especially not the same rare unit. Anyways, it's fine. It's whatever. Shade Guard's not bad for us, except for its capacity situation. I suppose the answer to this mostly is, how many times can we dupe something? How you doing, Glacier? Good to have you. I can dupe twice. Well, fuck that. Certainly disappointing. Tired. I feel ya. Do I want Shade Guard? The problem is that I don't have the capacity for Shade Guard. I kind of do if I take a capacity upgrade. I don't really want to take a capacity upgrade. I mean, I still might take one later. Okay, we're gonna skip it. We have ways to solve things, kind of. We're gonna take the draw. I'll figure out what we're doing. We're gonna dupe the Siren at least once. Likely twice. We're going here, I guess. Okay. Mystic Hammer 2 it is. There's another Dust Mantle. We could take Steward's Quarters as a way to get just 1 extra capacity. Because if I dupe the Siren twice, then we would have enough capacity for all 3 of them if we just get the 1 extra. There she is. I was expecting her to be higher in the deck for some reason. Yeah, and I am going to go to Merchant of Arms next. I was looking at probably just making the Dusk Mantle deployable, but I mean, that's not that big deal. And we are going to go to another Merchant of Arms. Okay, I'll take Steward's Quarters. I'll figure it out. Sure, you can be Intrinsic. You can have that. Good news, the kitten is funny when all drugged up on painkillers. Yeah, that tends to be the case. Alright, whatever. That's as good as we got, I guess. I really need better offense, but we're working on it. Kind of. We're not working on it very well, but technically it's on the agenda. Right. Okay, so everything's fine now. Guess I'm actually gonna play you there. And then we'll start stacking armor on you. We do want to stack armor on her as well, but for the moment, not gonna worry about it. Okay, this might be a little cruel looking, but we are gonna put you in front so that you can start absorbing some of the corruption. And just so I don't forget about it later, we're going to do that now. No! Goddamn collectors! You piece of shit. Okay, well, you're gonna freeze that one. And then, who cares? I really have terrible backline access. I mean, I really need to dupe the Siren, which is on the agenda. Again, it's not like this is news to us. Already planning on doing it. It's just... would be really nice. Would be really nice. No, I actually probably should have frozen the Steward. For reasons. Like that I could have played him after Kel came out and he could have avoided the corruption. Well, let's reduce how many enemies there are. Does the Siren have the Fragile Celebrate? Yes, correct. I think we're just ready to abandon you, because you are going to die anyways here, so. Because, like, he comes out, more corruption, that's fine. We did draw you at the appropriately helpful time. Oh, and I forgot that it's Steward's Quarters, so you do actually do some amount of damage. I mean, honestly, not the worst we could have gotten. And I don't need to worry about using a spell to change the moon phase, because Ardoon would just do that naturally for us using his ability. Ta-da! And then we just kind of beat him to death, and everything's good. And there we go. And more permanent attack power. It's not, like, crazy exciting, because we don't have any sort of, like, force multiplier for it. But it's not bad. Eclipse Chamber's kind of cute, though the only one who it actually matters for right now is Ardoon. Technically, it does help with the Dust Mantle as well. Oh well. Unfortunately, Ardoon himself is not a silent unit, so he wouldn't get the plus attack on Resolve. Cover of Night, also kind of nice. Hi, Cat, come on. I think we don't need those, nor do I think the Cosmic Bolt is particularly great for us. We do have some Conduit, but not like a ton of Conduit. Okay, here's when I decide if I want Frenzied Swarm, and I think the answer is yes. I think the answer is yes. Because that is an answer to Dominion, and that is my biggest problem right now. Yeah, I am building up armor with the Phase Blessings, but that's not going to be enough in the long run. So, we are going to do that. It just does mean I am removing a tool from my use for later, but so be it. Okay. Zone of Silence is sort of a thing. Don't hate it. Mostly I really want Inferno Room, though. Okay, no surprise. Incant Ardoon just out armor your problems. Yeah, I mean, that is more or less the plan. It's just that, you know, it is a good amount of armor. It's just, enemies still hit for a lot in Monster Train 2. And so, especially depending on what matchup we end up on, we're still going to need, like, some other defense. There are plenty of ways to make it work, though. We'll see what we're offered. It's really contingent upon what we end up with. Okay, regardless. Cat, you are in the way. I guess I'm going to deploy this for now. The Dust Mantle is not that important to me. Well, isn't that interesting? Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, we're gonna triple stack Frenzy Swarm. Could have also triple stacked, like the Phase Blessing. Doesn't matter. Oh no, I'm sorry. I forgot that since this, while this is basically always generating armor, it's not actually armor on the card. It is magic power. Technically, could have also done the magic power upgrade on this. Don't really care. It's not good. Or at least not as good as just triple stack days. Alright, so we have 8 Deployment Ember. I'm not too worried about playing out the Shield Stewards. Technically, the Spear Stewards are vaguely useful for me right now, but I think we're still going to get rid of them. Could also get rid of the Cuddle Hexes, but whatever, fine. They'll do their thing. Who cares? Again, Wave Clear is my big problem at the moment. Which is also why it would have been nice to hold on to one of the Spear Stewards, because they do get 2 attacks. You know, maybe we're actually going to do this differently. We don't have room for the Cuddle Hexes. That's fine. We'll just do this. Okay, and then you'll freeze the Frenzied Swarm. And we'll just hold that till we need it, which is hopefully not for a while. Okay, it's nice when we don't have Slay triggers, because then we're happy to be able to just murder enemies as soon as they appear with spells. So, here's the deal. I would like to not take 12 damage. But I'd also like to get this Collector. So we're going to get the Collector. Because unfortunately, with the Reanimate, I'm just not strong enough to kill it early. Especially because, like, Ardoon is just a little bit of attack away from being able to kill them. And so just doesn't go great. That's okay. I made my choice, and I was willing to sacrifice for it. Because by dazing him, he stays on the same floor, he ends up at the front, so then I can kill him. Even with my guys doing fuck all damage here, it ends up working out okay. I do have to get rid of that, basically. Yeah, so actually using his ability doesn't change anything there. I am going to take a bunch of damage, which is not great. But unless I've mathed wrong, I should survive it. I'm pretty sure I take like 24 damage here, which is very bad, but I don't think I die. The reanimate is a big problem for me, though. Okay, yeah, it's real fucking bad. Alright, have a nice night, Fury. Good buddy, good pal. Oh, technically wrong order, maybe? Well, we basically have to do this right now. I actually maybe should not have Ardoon in front, because he is struggling to be killing these guys. So you're dazed for 3 turns. I think I'm not killing the backliner in time. Because you kill here, you kill here. I thought before also maybe that I wanted to put the Shield Steward in the middle so we could help kill the reanimate. Didn't do that. Turns out, maybe important. Anyways, but yeah, so only 46 damage gets onto you. The first strike ends up doing 55. You're effectively dazed for 2 turns in the Pyre Room. And so we're doing just not enough. Okay, we're going to retry this. We're going to move our dudes around, and I think we'll be okay. It's going to be bad still, but it should be manageable. Also, technically, I could just, you know, skip on taking the... I could skip on the Collector and just take less damage that way. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Okay, I mean, overall, yeah. And I take the full damage, which is bad. It's exactly how it was last time, though. What we need to do is get the Siren up to where it's doing real damage. And it's almost high enough. Just that I'm not a particularly great incant deck. And we don't have like dualism or multi-strike or anything to help it along. Okay, so I'm take some damage, but not as much damage. Yeah, I think we still want to do this. Like, we might draw back into it anyways, but this way we're not taking damage. We should be able to handle the next wave. Pretty confident we'll be able to handle Quoto as well. Not terribly worried about good old Quoto. I guess we freeze that. Doesn't really matter, but hey. I did take a beating on this fight, but that's okay. So long as we don't die, everything's fine. And then, yeah, unsurprisingly, we have more than enough defense here. Even gets played that out, even though it doesn't matter on this turn. And thus, we beat him to death. But yeah, I badly need better wave clear. But this is why I was trying to get like Inferno Room and why I really wanted Duke the Siren. So I can't take Planetarium. Don't want to take Eclipse Chamber. Moonbeam is sort of a maybe. It's not that great for me, but it is just extra damage. Not gonna take it though. I'm not going to take another Frenzied Swarm. Maybe? I think I'm not going to. Okay. And now you get rid of the Frail. It barely matters. That's not wildly important. Okay, I mean, I would love to heal. We're definitely going here for any number of reasons. Okay, so we are getting Siren number 2. And now I need to make decisions, because we have a couple good options. Option number 1 is we just get Intrinsic on this. Pretty solid. Option number 2 is we get Spell Chain on it. Option number 3 is we roll for Holdover. I think we're going to roll for Holdover. Also, by making other things intrinsic, I am actually increasing the chance that I draw that on turn 1 anyways. Since I'm removing things from the... all the intrinsic cards get added for free. Which is to say they are just extra cards in your opening hand. Okay, let's do this, I guess. My deck is not... like, there's just not a lot going on with my deck. It's just Moon Rituals, Phase Blessings, and Frozen Lances. Okay... Now, I could do the Steward's Quarters on a different floor and just play out 2 Shield Stewards. And I think I actually will do that. It's not going to be that impressive, but we'll see what happens. Okay. We're not the strongest deck, but we at least can do some incanting on turn 1. Plus the extra attack that they've been gaining, extra like permanent attack they've been gaining, does help us on these early turns. Doesn't help against you, though. I mean, it helps a little bit against you, but... there we go. We got to where we need to be. It does mean that Kale's getting a bit of extra attack power from the thing, which is a little concerning, but is whatever. Needs must and all that. Okay. We're going to take the bold strategy of freezing that. And see how things go. Unsurprisingly, you're just going to murder these guys, yada yada yada. We all knew this day was coming. Well, I'm killing the enemies that matter. That's the important thing. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what we draw. Again, my wave clear is pretty bad. Okay, but we just need that, basically. And then most of my deck costs essentially nothing. Yeah, I mean, we don't need to force the moon change. Like, Ardoon was weaker that turn. Oh well, who cares? Yeah, that's an issue, though. Zacto is trying to avoid. But I think we'll be okay. This is truly one of the wave clears of all time. Yeah, it's, not great. Okay, I did want to daze him for 3 turns, but you may have noticed that it also just doesn't matter. Really could have used these dumb fucking Frozen Lances last turn. But hey. Also, I didn't need to play out the light, but here we are. Anyways, he attacks for 34 each turn. Doesn't matter, we're sitting on 500 some armor. And we have Titan Skin. And so we just kind of... We get there. We get there. Oh, okay. I don't really need the duality. Siren Song is like kind of an option. I'm not happy about it. It might be worth taking. Honestly, I'll take it. And then I think we're just doing this. I feel better if you had trample or sweep. I mean, yes. I mean, sort of. So, the sweep, not really, kind of. Because I would need some way to actually, like, power up my units, and I have no way to do that. We did technically pass on whatever that card is called that I keep wanting to call Engulfed in Smoke, and it's not, because that's a Remnant card. Anyways, the one that shifts to New Moon and gives stealth and gives 5 attack to the whole team. So, like, I could do that. That was the only, like, attack bonus available, other than looking for, like, equipment at the Merchant of Arms. But, like, Luna and Stygian both... Cover of Darkness, thank you. I can picture the card in my mind, just couldn't think of the name. But... Again, neither Luna nor Stygian has any attack buff cards other than Cover of Darkness and equipment. So, they're not the best to utilize just like a random sweep unit. Yes, technically there's Selene Acolyte as well, but A, I'm pretty bad at Conduit on this run, and B, we can't use it anyways. But, yeah, anyways, here we are. I do kind of want the Spell Chain. We're not going to take it, though. Yeah, that's not what I want. Alright, fine. Intrinsic it is. Because it's the last Merchant of Magic I'm going to, so... I should have just taken the Spell Chain. Could take Moonlit Glaive. We're not that impressive right now. Enchanted Chamber is kind of cute. Not important enough. Maybe shouldn't have spent quite all of that yet, but it's okay. I don't know that being... I mean, we'll start on mid-floor, I guess. It's not particularly important. But it does give me a little bit of time to play out some stuff. Unfortunately, the Permafrost is worthless now, kind of. We are going to do that so he can at least kill one of them for us. Although if that were the case, I probably should have played the Cuddle Hex behind the dude. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Unfortunately, I can't this turn, which sucks. But it is what it is. And then once again, we miss a Collector. Technically, I could daze him, but like, what are we gonna do with the daze? I mean, like, I have no way to kill him. Even if I wait, unless I daze him until the boss comes out. Which, honestly, I'll tell you right now, kind of want to try. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. I have made these guys rather strong, but we should... Oh, it is Heaven Seal. Okay, well, fine. God, I really hate the stupid silence dudes. They are ruining my shit pretty hard. Did I even need to do that? Because you're going to have 1 and you'd get 3 more, so you would have gone to 4. Yeah, I do need to do that. Because I can't afford to let them hit my pyre a single time. Yeah, unsurprisingly, this shit happens. Honestly, maybe should have the Cuddle Hexes in front so that they can kill some of the weaker enemies for me. Okay. Well, this is bad, but we are alive. Because luckily it concludes all this before it resolves the Pyre Room. Because otherwise we'd be fucked, because we're not killing those guys fast enough. There we go. Okay. Well, it's a fucking mess, but here we are. Hexcalation also would sort of be an answer to Dominion. But we're gonna skip. We're gonna skip. We're gonna go here, we're gonna heal, we're gonna see what's offered. We're not doing Manifold Mirror. Maybe I'm taking Celestial Sails. Split Anvil does fuck all for me. Interesting? They fixed Siren Song Mirror, sadly. Yeah, they did. Because it should not have worked with I'm blanking on the Manifold Mirror. All you think was the thing's right in front of me. Anyways, yeah, should not have worked with that. It's just bad interaction to allow to exist. I'm gonna kind of want to take Hall of Mirrors. I don't know that it's really that good for me, but it kind of works. Because I've effectively got 6 capacity with the Steward's Quarters. I've currently got 2 Sirens. And so I could do this, play out Siren number 1, we go to 2 capacity, Siren number 2, we go to 4 capacity, and then I can do, or I can put in the Steward's Quarters and play Ardoon, and then we go to 6 capacity. And that's pretty okay to just get me a bunch of middling strength Sirens. It would also mean that I don't need to use my dupe on the Siren. And I could use it on instead, like, the Frenzied Swarm. The problem is that, since it's intrinsic, turn 1 Frenzied Swarm will discard the other Frenzied Swarm. But there's a chance that I draw them on different turns, and then that becomes useful, yada yada yada. Let's take that. I guess let's take that just so I can budget a little better. Yeah, I can't really afford more than this. I was thinking about re-rolling to see if I could get something else I cared about. I mean, realistically, let's just get rid of a Moon Ritual, I guess. Fine, whatever. Here we are. Okay, well, we've cobbled together something. Is it good? No. But it's something. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, I do appreciate the incanting during deployment. Now, I think I kind of just want to not play these out. But I'm gonna play them. Okay, so. We're not quite killing the backliner there. Well, I do really want to daze you, so I guess we just get 1 Scourge Guard and we suck it up. Let's knows that this is the sort of thing I was hoping to avoid. Well, need to play that, so we'll just freeze these, I guess. God, you guys are not killing there. God, how worthless. Ugh. Well, this is what I knew I'd be dealing with. And why I was looking for, like, holdover on the Frenzied Swarm and all that. Okay, well, we're gonna play that out now. I'd rather discard the Dust Mantle because, frankly, I don't really care. Yeah, we're gonna do this here because you're gonna generate an uncomfortable amount of Scourges for me, and it's nice to daze Dominion while I can. It'd also be nice to daze the guys down here. Oh well, so be it. Yeah, unfortunately, and again, this is partly why I was looking for Inferno Room, is that, like, it's really hard for me to chew through all these guys, partly just because of the reanimate. Like, also, like, let's be clear, I'm not doing enough damage. But the reanimate in particular also means that even if I chew through all the frontliners, then I struggle to get through the rest. But so be it. Also, Ardune's big attack is wasted on these worthless chumps. Anyways, fine. I just have to deal with 1,001 Scourge cards. There's nothing I can really do about it. We're trying, but it is what it is. It would be nice to play out the Mantle. But I think I'd rather get rid of this. Maybe. You know what? I guess we'll do that. I guess we'll force that so I take less damage. Because I am going to do this here. Just because it is important to me that Dominion stays dazed at least until Relentless. Would also love a chance to play out more of my Fade's Blessings on the Siren. Yeah, okay. That's pretty useful. Because he already has a bunch of corruption. I mostly just need him to survive until we get to Relentless. Yep, that should all be taken care of. There, whatever. Let's mitigate this problem some. Okay, so. And thus, we have made it through. I mean, I guess we'll try to keep him alive just for the sake of it. Ooh, easy win. I mean, I still do the Titans, but yeah. This was mostly what I was worried about. Because the Titans, again, largely don't matter. Like, I am fairly low, but also if we can just daze Savagery a bunch, like, so be it. Whew. Anyways, there we go. Exciting stuff. Again, we cobbled together, like, such a messy deck. My offense is just so bad, and particularly my wave clear is bad. But we got there. And again, it's runs like this that make me annoyed when people are always like, well, you need Sweep and Quick to win, or you need Inferno Room to win. Like, no, you don't. There are ways in every run to construct a variety of different ways to do it. Anyways, stay on bottom floor. Oh, need to swap that out. I mean, I'd kind of like Ardoon to not be in front, but so be it. Okay, so can go there. I can get a little bit of conduit. I said, would make it feel better? Not that you need a trample sweep. I'm not talking about you, Glacier. I'm talking about that I see this on like the Steam forums and like Discord on a regular basis, where people are like, "Oh, game is so unbalanced, it's impossible to win. It's a terrible experience because every run devolves into did you hit, sweep, quick, and mute, and if not, you lose." And it's like, no, not at all true. Blatantly incorrect. I knew what you were saying. Fair enough. Like, and again, I understand why people, like, gravitate towards those. It's easy to, like, tunnel vision on the things you know work. But it's a very different thing to say, like, oh, that's an easy way to win, or it's something I'm comfortable with, or I don't know how else to win, rather than saying there is no other way to win. Oh, at least we're not going to get as many Scourge cards in this. And we still have to deal with, like, the Curse of Entropy and all that jazz, but whatever, fine. I know for once we're actually killing the Scourge guy before he gets to give us his garbage. How wonderful. Yep, did kind of forget to account for this turn. Should have given some of my armor to the other guys. Because they survive as long as I do that. Yeah, I just need to redo the other turn. Because I forgot about this turn coming up. And Ardoon doesn't need, 500 armor turn 1, whatever. I was too busy ranting and not busy enough considering what I'm actually dealing with. I think that's part of the beauty of this hat-trick challenge, forcing you to use different methods to win with each clan. Yeah, that's part of why I like it as well, as I've said before. What is the hat-trick challenge? So the basic idea is we pick a champion, well, a clan combo specifically, and then have to win 3 runs back to back to back. Each of the runs is using a different one of their champion paths. So for instance, with Ardoon, we had already done Battleborn. This one we're using Mystic Hammer. If we win this run, we have to win with Hierophant. And any cards we use in one of the winning runs cannot be used in the subsequent runs. So we have to budget the cards across all 3 runs, basically. So, that's the idea. And we're just doing that with one champion after another. Okay, so let's do that. And then we'll force it back to New Moon so we can get a little bit more damage on him. We are not going to forget to armor up the Sirens this time. They only need armor going into, like, turn 3, basically. Like, yeah, Ardoon gets a lot less armor this way. That's fine. Holy crap, seems really hard to complete, but wow. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not easy. Sort of. Like, we've had an easy time with some of the champions. Others substantially less so. But it's fun. I have a lot of fun doing it. Because, like, as Goldpoke was just saying, it really gets you... It forces you to be creative, and I really like the decisions around, like, do I take this right now? Do I save it for a later run, even though I know that I might not see it in that later run? Yada, yada, yada. It's fun to... Oh, we're not killing you, because I'm not forcing it back to New Moon. Okay, well, we'll Siren Song, I guess. It'll technically speed up Dominion. so it's not like the worst thing. But yeah, anyways, it's not easy, but it is fun. Alright, well, we're dazing him for more turns, because that's pretty important. I wish that I didn't draw the Frenzied Swarms on the same turn. Yeah, and so that's enough to kill as long as I'm in New Moon. Oh, and you are very dangerous, but it shouldn't matter because you're going to be dazed to death. We will take extra damage from Dominion, but that should be fine. And we'll get a second Firelight, which will sort of even things out by speeding up the whole Dominion and is wasting the time situation. Do you have a YouTube with all those videos so I can see all those? Sort of. I have a YouTube. I've been very lax in uploading to it. I will try this week to get all of the hat trick uploaded. They're just going to be in long VOD form probably because I don't think I have time this week to cut them up in smaller videos. But yeah, I'm gonna try to finally get them up this week. I did the preliminary steps to get them up there. It's not actually that hard. I just need to like sit down for a couple hours and do it. They are also still on Twitch because Twitch saves the VODs for between 30 to 60 days. But yeah, I'll be uploading them to YouTube too. Yeah. We're going to daze you. I mean, I could, like, daze Dominion at this point. We should have enough HP, though. And even if we let an enemy escape, Siren Song will prevent them from hurting us. God, you're not dead yet? Fuck, that is sort of a problem. Okay. We're just going to stop taking damage from you. You've still got a bunch. Oh, and we can do a little bit more damage this way. So close. We are going to get to some sort of problematic enemies in a moment. So we don't need to daze you. You're already dazed. I'm just going to extend your daze, I guess. We just need to wait until Savagery gets back to our floor, and then we'll kill him, no problem. Oh my god, we haven't killed Entropy at all. I totally forgot about that. Never mind, we're way far from winning this. I'm just so used to that not mattering. God. Well, that's something. I mean, again, we'll sort of be okay. It's just gonna be miserable. But as long as we keep Dominion and Savagery dazed, we'll eventually get there. Technically, I should do this first. Alright, we're getting 800 damage on Savagery. Not Savagery, Entropy. Anyways, we're at the point where it loops back. I would love to stop playing out the sap, but I kind of can't stop doing that, so. It doesn't actually matter if we're on New Moon or not, because our Dune's attack is wasted on these dumb chumps. So we're dazing you more, especially because you have the Silence dude ascended to your room right now. It also stops corruption from building up on our Dune further, kind of. Yeah, kind of forgot that we had this upcoming, even though I just talked about how we have enemies looping now. Well, that's an issue. I mean, I can save 3 of them. I just can't save all of them because I forgot to plan ahead, which is... feels bad. Well, that's unfortunate. Because that does cut down on my power tremendously, which feels really bad. I also lose a lot of conduit. Got it, because I lost the one that I was stacking conduit on because I didn't even think about that. Because again, this never should have been the situation we were dealing with. Also, I think I've been playing these out when I didn't need to. But, hey, whatever. Oh, God, I've made this battle awful. Yeah, God. As awful as it is, it would probably go faster if I restarted this battle, just so we could not lose that Siren. And do things just a little bit differently. Okay, we are going to take damage from you, because we can't daze you this turn. Oh well. It does piss me off that I lost the Siren. Especially because it was the one that I was stacking my conduit on. Also, I'd love to stop getting the Frenzied Swarms in the same hand. God, my wave clear is so bad. And I will be taking some damage from Dominion soon. Just because I have dudes constantly being moved up. Yeah, I'm in pretty dire straits. Just because, again, I kind of fucked up really bad. Oh, I don't need to play that. I mean, it doesn't matter too much what I do play here. Okay, so you're going to deal some damage to me. But then I only need to deal 800 damage to Entropy. Okay. And there we go. What a dumb fucking miserable battle I made that into. Oh my god. We got there, though. Oh. Anyways, not great. Not great. But we did it. And now we only have Hierophant left to go. Cat, what are you doing? Please don't claw the new chair. Whew. Titan Skin applied. Again, we're not really applying Titan Skin. We're turning it on and off. It feels weird, because part of why I dislike those is because there are ways to apply Titan Skin, and so it feels like it makes the record meaningless, essentially, because it's counting a meaningless stat rather than actually an achievement of, like, how much Titan Skin did you apply with Ritual Tome, or whatever it's called. Anyways, just annoys me a little bit. All that said, so this was Mystic Hammer. Cat, you were really in the way. She is very determined to get in the way of my hands. And we were using... Cat, please stop. We were using Herzls. Oops. Here we go. And we used Cuddle Hex. And for a moment I thought Cuddle Hex was already on the list. It's not. Nameless Siren. And I think those are the only units. Like, our deck was pretty small and, you know, pretty straightforward. And then we had Phase Blessing. Just a whole lot of those. And we definitely needed the Frenzied Swarm. Game change the Allied Clan. Nope. Have to use the same one. Otherwise, it would be too easy to, like, budget cards. Because you would just change every run or two so that you have a new card pool to pull from. And can't change the Allied starter either. Anyways, I think that was all the spells. I'm not missing anything. I know we barely used anything on this run. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. We did use Steward's Quarters, which is a bit of a loss. Just because the one extra capacity, turns out, is quite good. And then Siren Song was very helpful for us. Definitely was necessary. And then we had Dusk Mantle was the only equipment. Mantle, there we go. Do you choose your Allied Clan or do it randomly for the first one? For this, I'm choosing it myself. If I do this again in the future, I might be willing to do it like randomly chosen. But it is hard enough as is. And I didn't want to be in a situation where we just kind of like lose repeatedly early on and then have to wait until we get like a good combo. I don't think we really need to do that. We could probably do it with a random combo. But I think it's interesting to like plan out what we want to use with each champion. So I just think it makes it more interesting. And that was Ardoon. So only one more Ardoon to go. How exciting. Anyways. So, for this last one, we have Hierophant. We talked about this already. We're taking Heart of the Pact. Also, I think I forgot to say it, but we're also not repeating Pyres. Like, per champion. So, let's get in. Let's see what we get. Do we actually have the right champion path? We do. Okay, not a bad start. Like, the ideal unit for us is Nightingale, but Shade Guard is still pretty solid for us. What we really want to see is Eclipse Chamber, but so far this is fine. We do have the Phase Blessings to start with, which we're not supposed to have. Oh well, that's just how it is. I don't like Breath of Heaven. I don't really care about Purified Soul Shard, but we'll take it. It's vaguely helpful in that it makes it so I don't have to remove the Shield Stewards. And also, if I draw the like Mollusk Mages, I get to play them for free. Which is not terribly relevant right now, but it is vaguely helpful. I should maybe have Ardoon up front, but I thought this was probably better. Yep, I'll just take the 1 damage, that's fine. So you'll remove the Phase Blessing, I guess. No. Mostly I've just been trying to avoid upgrading the cards that we're not supposed to have. God, unfortunately, I can't get the Collector. In the ideal world, I would have some way to just block those cards from spawning, but I don't have a way to do that. Or at least block them from spawning in the starters. I think it's perfectly fine for them to show up in the other packs, because it does lead to interesting things around knowing that the more things you use in earlier runs, the more dead draws you'll have in later drafts. But yeah, in the starting cards, would love it if I just couldn't have anything that I've used show up. But sadly, there's no way to stop that, and I'm not just going to sit there and keep a reroll until we find both the champion path that we need and have no repeated cards. I do recognize that I haven't been setting up your New Moon bonus very well. Yeah, I mean, we'll leave it here. It's better for us to leave it like this. We do take a little bit more fire damage. Oh, well. We should murder Astrio pretty well. Oh, so this turn feels real bad. At least we get back into New Moon. And we are now strong enough that we can kill both of them without leaking. Anyways. And then, unsurprisingly, we just kind of murder his ass. Okay. Whew. So we can't take Starstruck. Not sure I care about Ritual Tome. It's kind of cute. We are up against Savagery, which is a problem. For sure someone will create a mod with Hat Trick Challenge then. I mean, maybe. I would love if someone did, but modding isn't too popular with Monster Train. I might be able to get someone to do it. It would be nice, but I just didn't think it was necessary enough at the moment. But there's a good chance I'll do this challenge again at some point, just because I think it's fun. And, yeah. It would be nice if there were a mod to just make it easy to clean things up. Like, again, the one main thing is just I would like to be able to block cards from showing up in the starter pack. Because that's the one major problem. Anyways, so we can't take Starstruck. I'm not going to take Moon Pixie here. It's really just, do I want Ritual Tome? And I think maybe I do. The problem is, like, I'm already going to be generating a bunch of armor. I also, if I am sticking with the Shade Guard, do have a fairly tanky unit, especially if I am able to get better phase control. I don't have any answer for Savagery, but we'll see what we can do. I guess I'll take it. Anyways. Can't take Cuddle Hex. Don't care about taking Cuddle Hex either way. Don't think I want Flash Freeze and Energy Siphon. I don't really care about. It is a zero-cost card, but maybe I want it. We do still have things like Crypt Builders available. And we do have Offering Token, which is, like, it's going to be sad if we don't get that offered. Because we specifically left it for this one. I will skip. Okay, so if we go here, we'd be looking for, like, Siren of the Sea. If we go here, we're looking for, like, Nightingale. And it also gives us a chance to get, like, Smidgestone or Multi-Strike, and that's pretty valuable to me. So we're going to do that. I don't have a lot of gold. Oh, well. But there is Multi-Strike and there's Quick. I will take the Nightingale. Okay. So. I kind of want the Quick. Unfortunately, I am 10 gold short of getting both Quick and Multi-Strike, which would be nice. Maybe I should have taken Breath of Heaven. Honestly, it didn't even occur to me that it would be useful against Savagery, maybe, kind of. Though even then, it's inconsistent, because if Seraph is on the floor, then it tries to move Seraph to the front, making a bad artifact even worse. Anyways, the problem is, I'm not gonna be building up attack quick enough, I don't think, for the Nightingales to chew through a whole line. I think I'm still going to take the Quick. We'll see what we can do. I don't know if it's enough. We'll see what happens. It will be useful. It's just a matter of whether it's going to be useful enough. Nightingale Quick Whip could deal with the assassin, but then it wouldn't have scaling. Yeah, we're gonna make multiple Nightingales though, so like, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. And we did leave Iron Tongue. That is an option for us. I'm sorry, Cuddle Hex. You're going to die. No, surprisingly you did. And we got us a new moon, so our dude starts stacking up. Unfortunately, now we're not in new moon. Yeah, I'll still do that. I was trying to avoid taking the damage. Not a big deal. We got 39 HP. Would really love to get Eclipse Chamber, among other things. Also, yeah. Well, he's already out. But I do have the ability to swap, and that's all we need. Because, again, the difference in power between full moon and new moon is pretty substantial for us right now. As the Nightingale just kind of absolutely slaps him. I mean, we're already, like, doing pretty good work in full moon, but new moon is a whole different story. Anyways, can't take Starstruck. Not gonna take Silver Strike, I don't think. Not gonna take Moon Pixie. Our capacity is too valuable. And there's the offering token. I was gonna be so mad if we didn't get offering token. Okay. That's at least good. So like Merchant of Arms could be good to look at. I think I just want to go here though and try to prepare some of our stuff. Namely would be preparing the offering token and like maybe the ritual tome. Like, I honestly don't have that much exciting stuff to do here, but getting, like, Holdover and Spell Chain in particular would be real good. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna skip. I like Siren of the Sea, but we're pretty happy with the Nightingales for the most part. We are going to do Holdover. I could Intrinsic the Ritual Tome. I think I'd rather roll for Spell Chain, though. Yeah. Because that's just dramatically better for us. Unfortunately, I'm going to be spending my dupes on Nightingales, which also, sadly, we don't get to dupe for a while. There are at least 3 dupes, but again, not for a long time. But as long as we can get, like, phase control, it'll be okay. I really like that Intrinsic adds up one more card in your starting hand instead of just drawing into it. Yeah, it's weird because I wasn't expecting that change to be made, but it is good. It is nice. Like, Intrinsic was already helpful even when it was just guaranteed to be in your starting hand, but it's even better when it's an extra card. So we don't super need Nim's Oath. It kind of can be helpful for us in the future, but if we're living in a world where the Nightingales are just actually going to kill things before they get to attack, I don't really care about that all that much. I don't care tons about Conduit on Slay. It's maybe okay. I think I'm fine taking Woe's Bloodletter, because we are just going to be giving off armor all the time. And the plus 12 attack does help. So, fine. Yeah, I didn't really want knockback Archeon, but it is the world we live in. And then I can't play you out, sadly. Yeah, I guess I'll put you there and let you contribute. I don't know. It's not a particularly great turn for us, but that's fine. Unfortunately, you're a jerk. I guess we're just going to get rid of this and swap phase. I still don't kill you, but, like, whatever. Yeah, not what I wanted to draw into now, but fine. I just really didn't want to sap my guys a ton, so... It is what it is. Okay, sure. You'll go up front, I guess. I do really want to do the Moon Ritual, but we'd be letting a lot of things go past. We kind of need to be in New Moon, sadly. Well, I guess we'll let that go. Unfortunately, I can't play out anything here. Yeah, there's no way that I'm getting the backliner there, so we take a little bit of pyro damage, that's fine. And then we just do that, and it's good enough. Like, overall, we're in good shape. Unfortunately, the sap dudes are not great for us. Yeah, they are a lot of sap, unfortunately. Well... Yep, I still want that, at least. Okay. Unsurprisingly, we do have the kill. Although we have it even before swapping to New Moon. And now, in New Moon, it's a lot better. Okay. Unfortunately, I would love to take draw, but I'm pretty sure we're taking capacity. Although we don't need capacity if we get Smidgestone for the Nightingale, but we don't know if we're getting Smidgestone for the Nightingale. So we kind of have to just... I mean, I could take Smidgestone at the second upgrade. Not Smidgestone. Capacity at the second upgrade. That early offering Spell Chain Holdover is amazing for her. Yeah, it's real good. Real good. Glad that it lined up nicely. I kind of want the title turning. It's maybe kind of helpful for turn 1. It's not really what we need, but I still might take it. I'll take it. It's just expensive, but we'll see. A second Nightingale, you say? Oh, I totally forgot to record Hall of Mirrors on the thing. Let me fix that real quick. Oops. There we go. I think maybe we do take this Nightingale. I don't have good gold to do upgrades yet, but we do get back-to-back Merchants of Steel. It's fine. We'll take it. We'll see what we can do. I will take capacity then for sure. Okay. I do like the multi-strike. Don't think we need the Moonlit Glaive The Swift Steel Dagger... I guess I'll take... Although I'm quickly going to run into a situation where I have problems with deployment number. Well, we're going to do this. I think that's just good enough. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe we shouldn't be doing Heaven's Seal, but we should be okay. Would have loved to get Smidge Stone, but we didn't. I mean, I'm generally pretty happy with what we took there. But it would have been nice if I had enough gold to do the reroll. Okay, so you're the one who wants that. And I guess we'll do that right now. Unfortunately, I can't swap to New Moon. Oh well. It's not like the most critical turn for it, at least, so. Okay, and then we just incant and build up our strength. And of course, we can't get the Collector. Why would I ever be able to get the Collector? Like, I do recognize that I'm setting up on top floor, and so it's a little bit my own fault. Because I'm not killing any of them, like, down here. Whatever. It is what it is. I'm just disappointed. I could really use the gold. And unfortunately, I have no AoE or targeted spells. Like, I just... Not a thing I've got. Okay, I don't want to play both of those this turn. I mean, I guess it would have been fine. We still would have killed them in Full Moon. I kind of want to do both Phase Blessings. We'll just do that. It's a decent time for us to play it. I will say the quick on the Nightingales is certainly helping. God, my attack is mostly just garbage. I will be very clear about that. But that's fine. It's working out for now. Again, mostly we're in a pretty good shape. We are very much not prepared for savagery yet. So, like, that is a major problem to solve. But, on the whole, we're okay. On the bright side, offering token needs garbage to discard. Fair point, I suppose. Okay, so ideally we're going to end this turn in Full Moon. So that we naturally move to New Moon next turn. And we're strong enough to kill these anyways. I think we'd be fine even in the wrong phase. But like this, we'll just, you know, beat Kel to death. As he rightfully deserves. Terrible, horrible monstrosity that he is. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we want any of these. Like, Moonlit Glaive is nice, but I'm not really applying a lot of conduit. Like, it still would be an increase of damage, but I just don't think it's what we want to do, especially being 2 cost. Like, most of my deck isn't that expensive, so it's maybe still fine, but I don't know. Coven Spike is okay, Mooncaller's whatever. We are not taking Guardian Stone. I actually might take the Ice Storm. I'll take an Ice Storm, I guess. It might be just clogging out my deck. I don't know. We'll figure it out. There's another Nightingale. Yeah, so we already have one that's not upgraded. Not what I was hoping for. Okay. Yeah, the problem is that I'm already running out of capacity. But that's fine. We'll make another of you. We'll figure this out. There are a number of ways I can make this work. Like, if we get Hexcalation, that would be very useful. I could also just stop duping the Nightingales. I can do other things with my life. We can still get Smidgestone for this one, potentially. But hey, here we are. We'll figure it out. Yes, delicious, beautiful offering token. And by ending in New Moon, the Shade Guard gets the bonus. I do feel a little bad that we're not using Shade Guard. It's a cool unit. It's just, it does not really matter for us when we've got the Nightingales, which are kind of dramatically better for us. Nope, getting rid of that. Okay, again though, I'm really not stacking up fast enough for Savagery, so we do need things. Just wanted one of those to hit the Collector. Oh, what a world it would be to actually get... It would just be nice to actually get the Collectors. I've missed them on at least 3 battles so far. Which, like, we're still in okay shape, but I consistently do not have enough gold for what I want. Ugh. Well, here we are. The suffering continues. I mean, again, mostly we're fine. It's just I am worried about Savagery, but like there are ways we can mitigate that, kind of. You let me down, Ice Storm. It really broke my heart. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just not end in New Moon. The Shade Guard's dying anyways, so. There we go. And now I can continue incanting in peace. What buffs or damage when you cast? Did they change Hierophant? Yeah, a while ago when they did the Lost Arsenal patch. They changed it so that it no longer gives double the... I should have thought about that. It no longer gives double the... we're actually going to do it this way. And we're going to do it like this, so I can end in Full Moon, so that will be in New Moon for sure next turn, whether I draw correctly or not. Although maybe I'm just drawing them, didn't actually check. Nope. Anyways, yeah. It no longer gives double the armor gain to silent units, and instead gives them attack scaling with rank every time you incant, which is way better, fulfills an actual purpose. It's a very nice and good change. Highly appreciated. And it's partly why Nightingale is the unit that we really wanted for this run. Because with the built-in multi-strike, which it also has higher multi-strike now than before. It's just very good. So, here's the deal. I want all of these cards. I think we're taking Cover of Night, though. Because that is a solution to Seraph. It's a solution that comes with a bunch of problems. Because I need to go to this Merchant of Magic and just hope that we hit things we are happy with. But it is sort of a solution. I think we're taking cover of night. Eclipse Chamber, very good for me though, and Hexcalation is kind of cute, but I'm just gonna take that. I'm gonna take the Titan's Tooth because that is, it's not in great shape for us yet, but it is good. Okay, and then we're gonna go Merchant of Arms, I guess. The removals are decent, and it's a chance for us to hit things we care about. Exile's Diadem's kind of an option. So I currently have 4 deployment number. So I could just take Exile's Diadem and make it deployable, and then I'd be able to fit Ardoon alongside 3 Nightingales. Which is an option. Not, like, wildly excited about that. Unfortunately, I can't take Steward's Quarters if it shows up. Inferno Room sort of solves problems. It's not really the problem solver we want, though. Bloodthirsty Blade I don't hate. Kind of. I would love to take Steward's Quarters here. Unfortunately, I can't. Because we already took it on the last run. I think we're just skipping these. We're gonna get rid of those and then cry. Yeah. I think that's what we're doing for now. I don't know what upgrade I'm taking. I might take Draw, might take Ember, might take Capacity. Don't know. We'll figure that out shortly. But we definitely know that we want to be on bottom floor. I was gonna say yes, we'll get Corruption, but sort of can mitigate that. Yeah, it's not the way that I want to do it, but it does sort of work. I could also just do this. Although currently I'm not killing. Yeah, let's do it that way so that they can't generate things. He, unfortunately, still dies. Whatever, fine. I also was hoping to have gotten Eclipse Chamber at that. And then sadly we didn't. Oh well, there we go. Let's get rid of that, because it's a good time to do it. Okay, but this phases us back to New Moon. And then I guess we just played that out now to mitigate the corruption and get it out of our deck. Unfortunately, the Ice Storms do nothing for me when I don't have a Cuddle Mage here. I wasn't really planning to use them long term, but they are vaguely helpful for me. This is why I took the Titan's Tooth, by the way, if I didn't make that clear. Because turns out, offering cards are useful. Would love to see, like, Guardian's Amulet, so I could start sapping as well. I don't know, man. We got problems. And I guess we are building up a little bit of Conduit now. Well, I don't want to change phase, I guess. Oh, how goes it? It goes okay. How you doing, Jank Shank? We have had some okay runs. Not the cleanest. Not the worst. We're on the third run. And we're in okay shape. We do have problems to overcome, but could be worse. It's still entirely possible that we'll make this work. I really do hate having bad phase control, but hey. This is partly why we wanted Eclipse Chamber. But I thought Cover of Night was more important, so I don't totally regret that choice, but hopefully it pans out. I mean, the Cycle Staff technically kind of is helpful. It's not really what I want. We're definitely skipping on these. I can't take Dust Mantle. Don't want the other two. Now, what the fuck am I doing? I think I'm just taking Capacity. Do I think that's wrong? Also, kind of yes. Okay, we're going here. We're hoping for Intrinsic. Okay. I will hold over that, I guess. Not what I was hoping for. But fine. I guess we will minus cost this a little bit just to make it less onerous to play. Okay. Yeah, we'll skip on those, which is maybe a mistake. No Remove Consume, sad day. Yeah, Remove Consume and Spell Chain were what we were hoping for. Also would have accepted Double Stack, maybe. But we at least got Intrinsic for this. Like, that is helpful. But we'll see. I still have a lot of other problems. Cat, make up your mind, please. To avoid Hades 2 spoilers, finish a certain boss with the Rival's Vow. That sure was something. Yeah. Yeah, I've done all of them. I've sort of mixed feelings on the Vow of Rivals in this game. But for the most part, I think they're pretty fun. I think a couple of them lean a little too hard towards just like chaos of projectiles over making the attacks more... What was the word I'm looking for? I kind of want them to like ramp up the complexity of the fight rather than just add more projectiles, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And with so many of the fights being like duos, it feels like it leans a little too hard into that. Either way, they're cute, they're fun. A bit too team-up happy, I think. Yeah, I mean, that's more or less where I'm at. I do think we probably want to be on bottom floor, even if we're going to get silenced on, like, turn 1. Oh, I actually probably want to do on mid-floor, but that's okay. That's okay. So... Well, we can at least build up Conduit. And we still kill these guys because we have Quick, and we just kind of murder them before anything. I don't get any of the scaling from turn 1 is the only problem. Oh well, these things happen, so be it. And so you are the one who doesn't have Quick. And now that is no longer the case. I don't care in the slightest that I'm making them stronger. Does not bother me in the least. I do wish we'd gotten Remove Consume, among other things, but at least our deck is sort of better in other ways. Finally got all the aspects unlocked at least, so that's nice. Yeah, it took me a long time because there's a couple that just wouldn't show. Some of the aspects are real weird, I will say. There we go. And thus we shall murder them all. Congrats, you got the gold this time. Honestly, didn't even notice, but it is nice to finally get the gold once. So we can use that to kill him, which is nice. I actually probably don't want to swap the moon phase. I guess I'll just use that now. Yeah, turns out having as many attacks as I have is vaguely relevant. Okay, so we're still killing either way, so we may as well get the extra incant. The guys up top died to Wolos Bloodletter, who cares? Yeah, I will say the Titan's Tooth is actually doing some solid work for me. Particularly in that with our vague level of Conduit, it helps me kill the Silence dudes, and I appreciate that. I don't appreciate that I'm not killing you, but it also is fine because this is the last wave before the boss. Did the Axe Hidden Aspect challenge, even upgrading it fully beforehand? I don't think I really get that one. I don't remember what the challenge is like, but the Hidden Aspect is pretty fun. For the Axe, that is. And thus, we murder Rax real well and good. And we do have a bunch of HP if we have to sacrifice some HP into Savagery. The main important thing is that our dudes aren't dying on turn 1. That's the big thing. I could take Cosmic Bolt. I actually might take Cosmic Bolt. We do build up a decent amount of Conduit. I still almost accidentally hit skip. Moon Cycle triggering additional times means nothing to us. Fine, I guess. I don't know. It's not actually that good for me. I'm not going to take another Ice Storm. I'm not going to take those. Yada. Okay, what do we have? I wouldn't hate Emote Tome. I will take Celestial Sails. I don't have a room, do I? No, really wish that we'd gotten Eclipse Chamber. Because I would have still taken it, had it shown again. But we didn't. I really don't care about any of those, which is pretty underwhelming. So we could either take more Multi-Strike, which is not bad, or I could look for Smidgestone and then dupe, which would be pretty good. It would mean that I would be skipping on playing the Maulus Mage on that floor. But so be it. Alright, let's take a shot. Yeah, I didn't get it. Okay, fine. Disappointing, but so be it. Don't you have enough gold to try both? It's not the gold, it's the fact that I don't have enough upgrade slots. Because I only have one Nightingale who doesn't have an upgrade, and so I mean, he has one upgrade, but it was either I fill up the slot with Multi-Strike, or I try to get another. Is Nightingale good? Never quite figured out how to make it consistent unless phase control is already locked down. It's better post the patch where it has natural Multi-Strike 2 on New Moon. Also combos pretty well with Ardoon, specifically with Hierophant, which is what we're doing right now. It's an okay unit. It's not the greatest. It would be better if Luna had more access to like attack buffs, but it's a unit with no natural scaling that wants to be a physical attacker in a clan with basically no attack buffs. There are still technically attack buffs, like you can use Ardoon, you can use Cover of Night, you can use the equipment, yada yada yada. There are ways to buff its attack, but there's not a ton of ways in clan to do that. Certainly not my favorite unit. There are ways to get good value out of it, though. Cat, you are losing your mind, and it's not even close to your food time. I think we're just going to give you the natural quick, so I don't have to draw into thing. I kind of would like to give you Conduit, but we'll just give Conduit to you. And I guess I'll give you Titanite. It's not like I'm doing a whole ton else with my gold. Okay, so here are options. It's always close to food time. Probably best in clan combos that can supplement the attack scaling, then that makes sense. Yeah. Yep. Again, there are ways to use it well in Luna, it's just not like that impressive for the most part. So, if I'm not duping the Nightingale, there are a variety of options. We can do the Titan's Tooth, so then we have a second holdover one to hit with the offering token. We can also just do the offering token and get a second one. We can also do Cover of Night. I think we're just going to do the offering token. And then we're going to try to get rid of a couple cards. I haven't done like any removals at this point, so we're going to get rid of you. And you. You. And just try to make it more consistent to draw into cards that like actually help me. We have enough to do a little bit of attack buff. I actually don't want to do it because it makes things cost. It probably would still be okay to do on the Mollusk Mage, but fine. Okay, so ideally we're setting up on bottom floor. I guess we're doing that instead of playing out the Shade Guard. I was kind of hoping that it would be something that costs 0, but fine. Okay. Yep, and then we were strong enough to get the kill. So, I think we're going to play out the Titan's Tooth, as much as that's not really how I want to do this, just so that it is still in my hand for next turn. Because ideally, I would like to do it with the offering token. There it is. Okay, and so the one we care about goes there. And then this looks a lot stronger. Was on a Dominion kick last time I was playing through, which makes Ardoon much less useful for phase-dependent units. Oh, you mean, Pyre of Dominion. I thought you meant the boss Dominion. Like, Seraph Dominion. But, like, yeah, I mean, you can still do phase-dependent units regardless of whether you have Ardoon starter or not. Like, yeah, it's helpful, but I do think people, on the whole, put too much stock in that. And I do have 3 energy, and we only really want to do 1 of these. So we're going to do that. Because, again, the difference between me being in Full Moon and New Moon is, like, pretty substantial. It doesn't really matter. We do that, get a little bit more armor. I figured I may as well just hold on to the title turning, because there's likely going to be a turn where I just have 1 extra Ember to play with it. Also, technically, it's better if I wait till I have more Conduit built up. Also, having 2 offering tokens helps me sift out to make sure I am hitting the phase changes whenever I need. Because again, the difference between being in the correct phase and the not correct phase it's pretty substantial. Like, our dudes aren't, like, incredibly strong. 115 attack each is good, but it's not, like, mind-blowing. But the fact that we get so many attacks with them is what makes it impressive. Okay, I will give you a little bit of extra attack. We'll do that, and then, sure, we'll just hit you for a little bit. I'm already generating a good amount of armor. I wouldn't hate generating more armor, of course, but this is fine. Honestly, this is going smoother than I thought it would, but I'm not complaining. And, like, I do generate a fair bit of attack through these guys every turn. It's nice. Yeah, we don't need a Frozen Lance either way. Don't need that. And, yeah, I was gonna say, if we don't draw into a Moon Ritual here, then we definitely want to drop one of the Moon Rituals. Because it is, again, very important that we end in New Moon. I wasn't sure if I needed that, but I figured I would do it anyways instead of holding up the Phase Blessing. Okay. Well, unsurprisingly, we're already fine, even without being in the proper phase. Sure. Sure. Why not? Alright, and look at us go, murdering all who stand against us. Starting out the strongest deck that's ever existed, and we are going to be affected somewhat negatively by Sap. Although I could just, like, well, A, I can discard the Curse of Entropies with the offering tokens, so honestly it shouldn't really matter. And B, I could also just not play them. I have plenty of higher HP. I don't have any way to, like, daze Savagery or anything like that. So we are going to be taking some damage, but it also doesn't matter. Okay, so should be fine on bottom floor with our army of Nightingales. Okay. And this time, we don't need to worry about all those things. Wrong Mollusk Mage. Don't think it matters. Yeah, I mean, I'll still play him elsewhere. Thanks for the follow, by the way. GG, this run seemed way smoother than the last one. Yeah, it was. I mean, so again, like, I was worried basically the entire run about preparing for Savagery. And maybe I was more worried than I needed to be. I just didn't think that my attack scaling was going to be fast enough to clear the full wave. Like, very early on, this is what I was trying to do, of just, like, with quick multi-Nightingales, just sweep through the entire wave, and just kill the sweepers before they can attack me. I just wasn't sure we were going to be able to make it work. It took me a moment to realize what you meant when you said, I think I heard streamer assistant voice. And yes, that was in fact the cat making her sounds. Unfortunately, we can't play the Titan's Tooth, but that's okay. Yeah, and having enough armor with Hardoon before I could attack. Yes. Yeah, that was the other half of it. But again, it worked out. Everything's fine. I probably should have just done the Phase Blessing, but that's okay. Probably would really love to draw into the offering tokens. It's almost like my deck sort of relies on them. Also, I kind of meant to put you up front, and I forgot. Yeah, again, just not trying into the things I care about sucks. Whatever. We'll take the 1 damage. Who cares? I don't love how much damage our Dune is taking, but if we can just get to the point where our deck does the thing it's supposed to do, that would be nice. God, what an awful turn. But, again, we can make it better. Okay, we'll just do it this way. Okay. Still losing a lot of health, but that's fine. In the grand scheme of things, we don't actually need our Dune to survive the battle. We just need to get bulked up. Also, again, should have put the Maulus Mage in front, probably. Kind of forgot. Do wish I had Spell Chain on the Titan's Tooth. Sadly, I do not. Yeah, unfortunately, our Dune is dying this way. Which means that everything gets worse after this point. I think we're still gonna be okay, but again, I really do wish that I had just put the Maulus Mage in front like I had meant to. Especially like, we gave him Titanite. This is why we gave him Titanite. Yeah, I know, you were very clumsy. Okay, well, here we go. I probably should have played up both Phase Blessings, but that's okay. We're doing fine. Entropy's pretty low. Savagery's pretty low. Poor Ardune didn't survive to witness this sight. Okay, well... you know what? I'm gonna give you the Titan skin, I guess. It barely matters. But it also does mean we're never gonna draw it again, which I appreciate. Okay, we drew back into the Titan's Tooth. I knew it was possible, I just wasn't expecting it. It is cute, though. Oops, there we go. Yeah, I don't actually need to cast all of these because we aren't actually incanting anymore. It's only important that I get to the right phase. So I only need one of them, not three of them like I did before. Yep, hate you, but so be it. Oh, how do I plan this out? I mean, we can still just do that. Okay. And yep, unsurprisingly, we have to kill. We're taking a little bit more damage. So be it. Look at us go! How thrilling, how wonderful. What a world. Anyways, yeah, that's definitely much smoother than the last one. Still had its problems. But we got mostly what we were looking for. Like, I was really glad that we hit the offering token. Was very helpful for us, especially since we got holdover spell chain. We got the Nightingale, which is the main thing we wanted. We also could have run Shade Guard if we needed to. Although, unfortunately, we never saw Smidge Stone. And that would have made Shade Guard much harder. wouldn't have been as bad if we had also seen, like, Gravity. But we didn't see Gravity. We did see Hexcalation very late. But yeah, anyways, we saw a number of good tools. We did whiff on a lot of things we were looking for. But, like, the Nightingales were very good and powerful. And that's all we really needed. Yes, Cat, I know. You are impatient. Okay, that said, let's put it on the board. Okay. And thus, our Dune 3. How thrilling and wonderful. And now we have completed 14 of the 20 champions. Only... That math doesn't add up, does it? I think I accidentally incremented the wrong number the other day. 13. Yeah, we're at 13, not 14. Whoops. Well, never mind. We're at 13 complete. I was just looking at it, I'm like, that's clearly more than 6 to go. Yeah, we're going to need to start working on the Monster Train 1 champions. Like, Soulguard and Fade and Primordium should all be vaguely interesting still. I'm less excited about Wilden 10, and Prince is fine. It's just that I don't... Wrathful's still kind of weak even after the update. It's okay, it's just not, like, particularly strong. Partly because of just the way that heavies work in this game later in a run. And then, like, Reaper's fine. Still not that exciting. But that's fine. I am looking forward to Grail and Lion's Mane. I think next we're probably going to do... Maybe Soulguard, even though we've been playing a lot of Stygian. Maybe Prince. Don't know. Either way, I'm not going to start a new one yet. I was thinking about it, but it's already 2 o'clock. And we normally finish at 2:30, so... I'm just going to stop here rather than start a new champion. I have to be awake in 3 hours anyways, so I'm going to go eat some food and rest and go from there. Anyways, thanks for hanging out. Have a nice night, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll play more Monster Train. We'll do more things. Have a wonderful evening, everyone.